What's going on, everybody? Matt Wacek, CEO of Landscape Marketing Pros here. And if you look in the bottom right of your screen, you'll see me down here. That's where I'm at in this particular video. Generally, I will film the intro with me on full screen, but it's mid-afternoon on a Friday. I've had way too much caffeine, which leads to my brain running at 200 miles an hour. But the good thing is that my brain comes up with a bunch of ideas, and this particular video is one of them. And there's going to be a lot more on the way. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure to go down below, smash the subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when the newest content comes live. Because I have probably 12 to 15 videos that I have ideas for that we're going to be doing here over the coming days and weeks ahead. So you don't want to miss those because there's going to be a lot of good information in them. So what I want to do in this video is basically lay out how we were able to start generating leads for an SEO client, and specifically for our clients that come on board, we do the full service marketing for them, SEO, website, review syndication, all of that. And we were able to go and start generating them leads in January. Now, granted, they're in a southern state, so it's not quite like it's in Minnesota or in New York, for example, where there's a ton of snow and there's no thoughts about landscaping. But we were able to start generating leads for them within about a week or two of them coming on board working with us, and we had the call tracking set up onto their website and their Google My Business listing, and they are able to start bringing in qualified leads. So I want to share with you how we're able to do this for them and how you can do the same thing for your own business to at least get the foundation built so that way you can get leads coming in, because that's the reason that we do these videos, so that way we can help out everyone who's watching here on YouTube to get the right information, put it to use in your business, start growing your business, get to the point where you need to focus on growing your business, and then ideally, hopefully come to us as your digital marketing partner for helping you take your business to the next level, which soft plug right there. If you want to book a call with us to discuss growing your business, there's a link right down below in the description of this video. Now, very quickly before we begin, I want to explain a very short disclaimer right here, and that's the fact that this is not typical. These results and getting leads within 2 weeks is something completely atypical. I'm not putting the expectation out there that you're going to be able to get leads in a couple of weeks. And this is not to sound like some crazy infomercial. This is just the reality that SEO just takes time. This is a multi-month, multi-year type of game where we're delaying gratification, but then we pay off big time in the future. So I'm not going to put that expectation out there that this is something that's going to happen, but it can happen. And I'll show you exactly how in this video. So how we're able to do this is first and foremost a Google My Business listing. So if you guys don't have one for your company, for some of you guys, you've never heard of this. Some of you do know about these, but it's probably one of the most critical things you need to have in addition to your website. So for example, Proscapes and Trees, Google My Business listings right here. And this working in conjunction with their website being perfectly optimized, which there's a huge difference between the basic Wix site that's kind of put together, and yeah, they look good and they are mobile optimized and that sort of stuff. But if it's not optimized for the search engines, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be able to rank. It's not going to communicate the right things to the search engines. As far as the actual lead coming in, we got started with them back in January. I believe the date that they had gotten going, we did the onboarding was around the 10th or 11th or something like that of January. So if we scroll down here to the bottom, we can pull up the call tracking right here. Sensitive information is obviously covered up, but you can see the date here, 1/14/21, 12:54 p.m. This call came in from an Atlanta phone number, minute and 43 seconds long. So we're going to call that a qualified lead, because generally if it's going to be a junk call, they're not going to be on the phone for very long. So another one here, I think this one came in just a few days later on the 20th. That one there was 48 seconds long. This one here, minute 49. This one also came from an Atlanta area code in a minute and 49 seconds there. So this one came in on the 25th. Again, this is dead of winter when there's really not much going on. It's cold. Even in a state that's in the south, like Georgia, there's really not a whole lot of activity in terms of landscaping going on. And it wouldn't be a Landscape Marketing Pros video if we didn't share some cool data in a Cognito Forms dashboard. So the first lead that actually came through their contact form was on 2/1/2021, so right about 3 weeks after they got started. Again, not typical, but with the right on-page SEO, which I'll explain here in just a minute, and also a Google My Business listing that is fully functional and everything like that and optimized as it should be, you can start to see leads a lot sooner than you'd expect. So this one's actually a pretty good lead right here, 10 to 20 grand budget. They were looking for a concrete walkway, remove a tree or two, grind down the stumps, and then also drainage work, grading, retaining wall, and some lawn renovation work as well. So pretty good lead overall. So the first step is going and getting a Google My Business listing. Pretty simple process, but there are some optimization tricks that you could definitely put into play in your business, so that way you can really rank a little bit quicker than if you were to just kind of create it, and that's kind of it. So that leads into the first thing that you need. The first asset is a Google My Business listing. I would highly suggest actually getting the website first, at least a domain name, and then when you claim your listing right here, you just go through the sign in process, sign in with your company Gmail account, and then go through the process. It's very simple to actually do. You'll want to have the website address in there so that way it's in the listing and it can be recognized by Google even sooner, and that's basically your first backlink coming to your website. Now, if you don't know how to set up a Google My Business listing, there are a couple of videos here on the channel, but if you want me to do an updated one, be sure to comment down below. Let me know that you want to see a video doing that. But we might do a webinar in the future or a video series on really optimizing your Google My Business listing so you can really bring in a lot of leads with it, because again, these things have so much leverage when they're optimized and can produce just a serious amount of inbound calls. So inbound calls and website traffic. So that's the first step, is the Google My Business listing. Make sure you have that. And again, this, for some of you, this sounds like probably basic stuff, but a lot of companies do not have this and they don't have it optimized either. So make sure to get that all established. Then the next step is to have the website and make sure you optimize it, because there's a big difference between a website that looks great and a website that's fully optimized that also looks great, because it has to look good in order to be able to sell your service, or at least sell your offer, which is to have them call or send in their info through the contact form. So when it comes to optimizing the website, the first thing that you're going to do, and you'll notice right here with this page title, if you can see it on the screen, Landscaping Marietta, Georgia is what we have in the first part of it. Then we have their company name. If we just go back and then we hover, their company name, and then Tree Service Marietta, Georgia. So you want to have that page, and each one of your pages, frankly, optimized for each one of these services. So you can see we have like 30 some odd pages right here for each one of the services that they offer, and you want to optimize that particular service page for the city that you're based in, or the city where you want to get more work in. So for example, let's say if you're another company, you're in Chattanooga, but you actually live in Jasper, but you want to work in Chattanooga, you optimize your pages for Chattanooga, because that's where you want to get your work. That's where you want people to be able to find your particular page. So same exact principle right here. That's exactly what we did for Proscapes and Tree, side installation, Marietta, Georgia, and that's how you want to do it. So we optimize the homepage for the headquartered city. For your main keywords, again, make sure the homepage is optimized for the toughest keywords, because that's where the most backlinks are going to be coming into your website. So all the citations, other high authority backlinks, press releases, all that good stuff, it's all going to be pointing at the homepage. And then what it does from there is it will basically send out the link juice to each one of the other pages that you have and help bring them up to the top of the search results. Your side installation page, your lawn care page, and everything else that you have on your site. Because again, you want to have separate pages for each individual service. Now, if you're someone who has a wide collection of service branches, as we like to refer to them, then I would suggest also setting up a page like this one right here for each one of the branch services. So you have a category page: design, build, maintenance, tree service, irrigation, concrete, and so forth. So for example, with the maintenance one right here, again, this is a lot of work that goes into this, by the way. I'm not going to say this is easy. This is a lot of work, takes a lot of patience. To do all this writing is not easy at all either, but it's worth it, because you can be pulling in clients a heck of a lot sooner than if you just have the typical 5-page site. So having one of these pages, one here is lawn services, you can see up in the top. So when we go to, for example, the dethatching page, you can see that this silo is what it's called in the SEO world, for lawn service right here, and then lawn dethatching. And we could probably even have done without the word lawn in there, but that's just the way it went when we were building it. But then everything is neat and organized. So actually the structure of their particular website is landscape, lawn care, or maintenance, let's do LM, and then we'd have tree service as well. And I won't go through the whole list just to save time in this video, but we have these pages for each one of those branches, and that way just everything's a little bit more organized. And the more neat the structure is of the website versus having every single page just be the domain / the service. So this page right here would be tree removal. When it's a cleaner domain like that, you're going to be able to get a little bit better search presence, because everything's a lot more organized. But again, making sure to optimize each and every single one of these service pages that you're building out. So we have tree removal, we have it optimized for Marietta. Then we have this one here, stump grinding, optimized for Marietta. Sometimes you can get away, if it is a lower competition keyword, we can do multiple cities on one particular page. So for example, this one here, stump grinding Marietta, you can see Ackworth in there, Kennesaw, Woodstock, and so forth. That won't always work, but you can test it out and see what works best for your website. Again, the way the search engine is going to reward your website is how popular your website domain is. What's the age of your website? How many backlinks are pointing at it? How good quality are the backlinks? Do you have a Google My Business listing? Do you have citations? Do you have all that sort of good stuff? And those all come into play when it comes to your website and where it's going to show up in the search results. So the first step, though, is making sure it's communicating the right things to it. So you're going to have these pages for each one of these services: lawn mowing, you have dethatching, we have retaining walls, patios, drainage, all that sort of stuff. Each one of those pages is optimized for the city that you are based in, or you can also do this for a neighboring city. If you're, for example, like in Jasper, you're 15 miles away from the main city of Chattanooga, if just an example off the top of my head right there. But that's the way to set up your page. Ideally within WordPress. You could probably do it within Wix. I've never used Wix, so you'd have to kind of explore that on your own. But that is how we went out there and generated new leads for our clients within the matter of 2 weeks. So if you got some value out of this, be sure to go down below, drop a like on this video. If you have any questions, be sure to go down below, leave a comment. We try to answer every single one of the questions that comes in. And if you'd like to take up our offer on scheduling a free strategy session where we can take a look at your online presence, see where you're at currently, where there's room for improvement, and then also if it's a good fit for us to work together, then we can begin that process there. So with that said, my name is Matt Wacek, CEO of Landscape Marketing Pros. Thank you so much for checking out our channel. I look forward to speaking with you in the future, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So take it easy.